Is it really about the macros? Should you be counting calories, or can you skip the hassle? And which diet should you go on? Whether it's keto or intermittent fasting or something else. Those are some of the most common questions I get about nutrition and dieting. In this video, I want to answer all of them and explain how you can make a nutrition plan that works regardless of what diet you want to use. Let's get started. Before we really start talking about calories and macros, I want to get one thing out of the way first. Whether you're doing keto, intermittent fasting, low fat, or something else, your diet is just a strategy. There are lots of different diets that can do a great job and help you reach your goals of muscle gain and fat loss. This is why I'm not going to tell you you need to be on a specific diet. Success has more to do with dialing in your calories and macros. Of course, not all diets are created equal, and some of them aren't good for you long term, but that's a different video. Right now, I want to show you how you can take whatever diet of choice is and make it work for you. I'll share formulas on how to count both macros and calories for weight loss and how you can use them in multiple different dieting strategies. If you feel like you need more in-depth guidance with training and nutrition, you should check out my app. In the app, you have everything from grocery shopping lists to different programs, superhero programs that I use to prepare actors for movies, or even at home programs that you can do at home without any equipment. The app also has a great community of people that are all like-minded, that supports each other in this fitness journey. So join. The big question is, do you need to count calories to lose weight? Technically, the answer is no, but there's still a very good reason why you want to control your calories anyways. In order to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. That means eating less calories than what you're spending in a day. This is true whether you count your calories or not. Counting them just makes it easier to lose weight versus guessing. I use a simple formula when I'm working with my clients to determine your calorie target, and I suggest you use it too. Start by taking your body weight in pounds and multiply it by 15. This is how many calories you need to eat to maintain your current weight. So in order to maintain your current body weight of 200 pounds, you need to consume around 3,000 calories in a day. This is obviously a bit individual, but that's a really good starting point. When you want to lose weight, take your body weight and multiply it by 12 instead. So 200 pounds, that would be 2,400 calories. I suggest that you weigh yourself every 4 weeks once you get started so you can make the right changes to your calorie target as you drop in weight. Okay, so now we have a calorie goal and we know how to readjust along the way, which means it's time to talk about how you will incorporate calorie counting into your life. The easiest thing is to follow recipes that have nutrition information and serving sizes already specified because they've done the math for you. If you cook most of your food without following a recipe, a cheap kitchen scale might be what saves your diet. Make it a part of your cooking process to weigh ingredients before you use them. It's a painful process to calculate all of that by hand. Thankfully, you don't have to because we all carry computers around in our pockets now. So if you're gonna make more complex recipes, I strongly suggest you get a calorie counting app like Lose It or MyFitnessPal, or why not the Carbon diet app. There's a ton of options out there which all have built-in databases and calorie information so you can calculate and track your calories easier. Once you've been counting your calories for a while, you start to get a sense of how much you're putting in each meal. To get you started, you should know that protein contains 4 calories per gram, carbs 4 calories per gram, and fat 9 calories per gram. This will also come handy when calculating your macros, which is what I want to talk about next. Macros or macronutrients are a crucial part of staying healthy and building muscle. They have a huge impact on health in the long term and in the short term, which is why some people say that macros are the most important part of a nutrition plan. The 3 types of macronutrients are protein, fat, and carbs. Protein acts as the building blocks of muscle and tissue in the body, and you can probably tell where this is going. You need higher protein take if you want to build and maintain muscle. Fat and carbs are energy foods that provide fuel for the body. Many fad diets and fitness influencers have demonized them, but the truth is that they're necessary for your body. When losing weight, you probably cut down on one or both of them because you're trying to encourage your body to use its stored up energy instead of getting all of its energy from food. That doesn't mean that fat and carbs have no place in a healthy diet. Personally, I never compromise on protein, regardless if I'm trying to build muscle and strength, or if I'm maintaining my weight, or if I'm making a cut. I keep the protein the same. In my diet, I eat about 1 gram of protein per pound body weight in a day. So 200 pounds, that would be 200 grams of protein in a day. And yes, that's what women should do too. If you look at some examples of celebrities I've trained, like Gal Gadot, Katy Perry, they were able to build a very toned but still feminine physique. Eating enough protein is a part of that because it's how you sustain or add muscle mass during a cut. If you lower your protein intake in an attempt to lower your calories, you probably won't be able to build muscle and you might even lose what you already have. Instead, I tweak carbs and fat to reach calorie goals. And that's what I recommend you do as well. Now that you have a protein target and a calorie target, you can use them as a reference for how much fat and carbs you can eat. Since you need protein-rich meals and you want your protein take to be stable, I suggest planning your meals around the core protein, and then you can add vegetables for macronutrients and carbs and fat as necessary for fuel. So you might decide to eat a certain amount of chicken breast, eggs, tofu, and then you can build the rest of your meal around that. Don't skimp out on vegetables. They're low in calories, but high in fibers and vitamins, which means they can really help fill out your meal with something better than carbs. Okay, that was a lot of information, so let's sum it up and I can show you how to calculate calories and macros regardless of what diet you're on. Let's use the example of the person who weighs 200 pounds. Again, that's me, by the way. They should be on a 2,400 calorie a day diet when cutting, and they should eat about 200 grams of protein a day. That much protein adds up to 800 calories. Remember that 4 calories per gram in protein. So 200 grams protein equals 800 calories. Out of their 2,400 budget, subtract 800 for protein and you get 1,600 left to divide between carbs and fat. Here is where your preference and your specific dieting strategy comes in. You can eat a good mix of carbs and fat, or go high fat, low carb, or high carb, low fat. The results will be the same as long as you can stick to your diet. Let me show you an example. This person could eat 200 grams of protein at 800 calories, 300 grams of carbs at 1,200 calories, and then 45 grams of fat at 405 calories, which gives you a total of 2,405 calories. Or they could eat 200 grams of protein at 800 calories, 40 grams of carbs at 160 calories, and 160 grams of fat at 1,440 calories for a total of 2,400 calories. So you can see, it doesn't matter if you get your fuel from carbs or fat as long as you make the right calculation. These are both viable dieting strategies because they reach the protein goal while staying within the target for calories. If our example person is on a keto diet, they might eat a lot of high protein meats like chicken and fish. They won't avoid eating fattier protein sources like beef or Greek yogurt, and most of the remaining 1,600 calories will be from vegetables and fat. My final answer for what diet you should choose is whichever one you can maintain the easiest. For me, that means organizing my meals in batches of 20. 17 of those meals I keep on point, healthy, clean. The remaining 3, I eat whatever I want, unless I'm on a very strict diet, in which case I still try to keep those 3 meals pretty clean and reasonable. I don't love strict diets or being in a caloric deficit for too long. I mean, most people don't, right? Which is why I try to be as strict as possible whenever I'm dieting, so I can reach my goal as fast as possible and then get back to a balanced way of eating. I hope that helped you guys to understand how nutrition works and maybe gave you some tips for applying to your own nutrition plan. Getting in shape for the summer or for the rest of your life doesn't have to be complicated. Take your weight, multiply it by 12 or 15, make sure to eat enough protein and calculate the remaining calories you need to consume. Those are the 3 steps. Then you can pick whatever diet or strategy that suits you and execute.